Hello, Cancer friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Cancer January 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Cancer is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Cancer placement you watch for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Cancer friend, so birthdays from around July 15th through the rest of the sign, or if you know your degree, 23 degrees or so through the rest of the sign, I suggest you in that group also watch the Leo report. So Cancer and Leo will have information for you late degree friends. The theme of this month, and even beyond, is fated connections, and I will tell you why, as well as give you a review of the month to understand the energies at play so you can make the most of the astrological potentials. One big determinant of the energetics of fated connections is Pluto. Pluto is moving through your partnership houses in a very long-term way, many years, even decades between its movement through both of these houses. So you're in a very long-term period of time of, karmic connections. But we do have an extra activation in this period of time, and I'm going to tell you why. Right here at the beginning of the month, it's actually like this 31st through the 1st, we have Venus and Pluto coming together. Venus rules love, relationships. The 7th and 8th houses are houses of relationships. Venus rules the 7th house. Pluto rules the 8th house. And they're coming together. So powerful things occurring either within the relationships you already have or new people coming in or people coming back from the past. Something else that's bringing in the energy of fated connections is Mercury connecting with Pluto. So that energetic is going to be very profound. They're circulating near each other. Mercury is news and information and events happening. And again, this is all happening within the relationship spaces. You also have just an overabundance of energy here. Star goddess Hygeia, the sun, plus these planets moving through your relationship space. And they're in opposition to your Cancer placement. So this, whenever anything connects mathematically, takes on greater significance in your experience. I always like to say that math is where spirit and science connect. The spirituality and the all that is really the same as science. And the deeper we get into science, the more we find spirit. And the deeper we get into spirit, the more we see that it's backed by science, which at the root of that is math. And these mathematical connections are what activate things in our being. So you've got this short and long term, very much activated in this month, 180 degree angle where you're being pulled in two different directions, or you're being pulled towards somebody through this fated energetic. These people are showing you different things about yourself, about your past, about your future, and are taking on very great significance. Because we still have a lot of retrograde energy this month, the chance for someone from your past to carry in a very important way is very much increased. Let's talk a bit about the timeline for this month. This is a hybrid month where it's the bridge between September through now of retrogrades, of moving inward and backward, of reworking old ground, of waiting on the beach to see what shows up, whether it's garbage or, a message in a bottle, of you being the spider and waiting for your food to come in. This has been all about the retrograde energy, and now things are starting to shift. Okay, so January 12th, Mars goes direct. January 18th, Mercury goes direct. It takes a little bit of time into February and then March for Mercury and then Mars respectively to gain full speed. But you see this crescendo energy I have here of this opening up of energies. And it's not just the freedom from the personal planet retrogrades. It's also all of the main outer planets that we look at in Western astrology are going to be going direct, culminating in this March 16th through April 7th period where we've got all those placements moving direct and we're free from the personal planet retrogrades. So if you've ever wanted to do something really big, important, if you've been sleeping on some ideas, if things have really lost their momentum and ambition, then things are about to change. So let's do a little review here of how January is shifting from retrograde into direct energies and what that means for your actions. In recent months and through part of this month, we're really in this process of confusion, and Mars in Gemini is adding to that because it's bringing a ton of vacillation for you. You might have gone back to, in these months, you might have gone back to some old habits that were not good, revisited them. Old fears may have come up. You may have had to, go back and redo some things that you thought were straight. Or you may have been finding gold in some work that you had done in the past. But either way, Mars is how we use our energy, and Gemini tends to vacillate. So having this vacillation energy has been very confusing, and you haven't known where to put your energy, which is Mars, behind. There's been confusion as to what you're going to use your power and your energy, and you just haven't been sure where to put that power. So that's going to start clearing up. So as January moves on, the energies of confusion start to shift. The energies of vacillation start to shift. The energies of, just doing the researching and wrapping up loose ends and leaving yourself unscheduled for last minute magic and clearing out the clutter and just dealing with what comes up and just being in the moment and not looking ahead and honoring the flow and not forcing. All of that sort of cracks as the month goes on, and we start to open into this very different energy here. So this is the time for launches, big decisions, agreements, investing, moves, brand new projects, the clarity, the future planning, the pushing and initiating and making things happen. And that energy gets stronger as the month of January progresses, which leads us to a very strong feeling of a new year. Might be a little sleepy starting at first, but because this karmic wrap-up that has been going on from the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle that you were really feeling, really strong wrap-ups of karma occurring, especially into November. So into December, you might have started feeling like, wow, I'm kind of feeling like things are getting shiny and new, like a new year is starting to come. So like the layers of the new year have been coming with these cogs in the wheel. So as that karmic wrap-up has left you feeling lighter, then as the month goes on with these planets moving forward, then all of the planets opening up, the shadow periods drifting away, opening to this big wide open period, you're really feeling like it's a new year. And where really truly new things can come up. When we're in the retrograde times, new things can happen, but most of them have a tilt to the past. It's like it's a new version of what you were doing. It's a new version of what you talked about doing before. It's, but this is like brand spanking new, clear, open, blazing forward energy with this compounding into March 16th through April 7th, where we're have the outer planets moving forward. We've got the personal planets not retrograde and their shadow periods have cleared. So April 7th is when that next Mercury shadow period starts, and then we start getting into eclipse season again. But you've got this golden period. So if you'd like to know these more, by the way, I still have a lot more to talk about, but I just want to tell you that if you like these little map things I make of the upcoming time, definitely go to AnnieBAstrology.com. Annie, the letter B, astrology.com. You can see my different astrological education offerings there, my books and such. But my exclusive content portal has my 2023 Astrology Tides Guide. So if you like understanding these tides and you really get this like internal retrograde thing, pushing out, not forcing, really aligning with the planetary rhythms, the natural rhythms of the universe, and you want the year ahead instead of just a few months ahead like I tend to do in the horoscopes, then when you go to AnnieBAstrology.com, you can sign up for that content and you'll get it. You'll get the tides for the whole of 2023. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. If you need some discipline, some perseverance, this Capricorn energy is super helpful. If you believe in and resonate with New Year's resolutions or New Year's intentions, this Capricorn energy will really help you to add systems and structures to your life and start things that, can be in place for a long time, especially as the month goes on, If it were me, I would really start to get clear as the month of January goes on and then dive into my commitments as I feel ready. Because, as Mars goes direct and Mercury goes direct, you're going to have more oomph for your long-term things. But tedious things like taxes, doing your paperwork, wrapping up those last-minute, things that you had or those piles of things, you're going to have a lot of focused energy. But as that goes into this diffused mental Aquarius energy, it's going to be a little bit harder to concentrate as the month goes on. So, just kind of seize the iron while it's hot and use these powers of focus before it shifts. Now, they are in opposition to your placements, as we talked about before, but this can really help you to pull your emotion in and create productivity from it, or use your emotion to be productive. Very important date to note is the dates to note are the days around January 6th. Okay, so you've got a full moon in your sign. Fullness, completion, fruition, drama, coming to all things Cancer, home, family, ancestry, housing, real estate, your inner world in that first week. Things being brought to light, secrets coming out, information coming in, clarity coming in. So this can be on any of the topics I just listed, any other topics in your life, but there's a special focus on the home and family and all of the Cancer things. And for you, that is relating to your first house, so your physical body, how you see yourself, how other people see you, how you're presenting yourself to the world. Definitely something coming there of note, for better or worse. Sometimes these stressors come, but these things usually pass quickly. I always like to see this energy as like a dog shaking off water. Throughout the moon cycle, Cancers know this better than anybody, we build up all this emotion in our field from the moon cycle, and then the full moon is the time to shake it off with the emotion and the water being the same energy. That's why I say the dog shaking off the water is like us shaking off our emotions. So it's that time for us to clear our fields. And you will have it cleared, and hopefully that, again, will bring you some more clarity and some more direction of how to use this new energy of how you want to redo your life. This is a very momentous time of new things opening up here as the month progresses and the next couple of months progress. All of you will feel this energy and can use this energy. But those of you closer to 16 degrees, you're going to feel this the most. So we'll say 11 degrees through 21 degrees. The closer to 16 degrees, the more of a direct, hey, this is happening energy. Okay, so that's basically like July 1st through the 11th. And the closer to around the 6th is the more you'll get that direct contact. If you know your degree, then it will be the closer to 16 degrees. There tend to be 13-month cycles at play with the moons as well. So anything that's happening now may have been culminating over the last 13 months, or can set in motion a new building of things over the next 13 months. So with Mars waking up, those ambitions, those dreams, your oomph, your get up and go, your feeling like you can make things happen may also return with it. All right? So this is a time where if you have been kind of in low energy and your ambitions had dwindled and maybe you had that indecision from the Mars Gemini thing, this is a time where you're very likely to start to be able to have those ambitions come again, have those bigger picture dreams, and the clarity and the energy to put behind them to make them come true. The last thing I want to talk about here is Jupiter. Jupiter woke up in November, so things having to do with some of the stuff we discussed here, first house, your health, your physical body. Jupiter represents that energy in Aries. And specifically for Cancer, this has been waking up your career sector. So between now and the middle of May, there's like a feverish push from Jupiter, putting a little pressure on you to arise to the opportunities that show up in your work and your career sector. Things want to expand, either going deeper within your work or job, or getting your fingers in more pudding pies. Jupiter tends to lend itself to breadth, not always depth. I mean, it could be depth, it could go deeper, but like adding something too. So maybe, a side hobby business, maybe your backup plan that you're starting to work on, maybe your gig that, just kind of fills in the blanks financially or gives you some extra vacation money, or just something that is additive with your work. Maybe you're expanding your education to, enhance your business. Maybe you're putting in applications. This is a fantastic time if you need a job that, this open window, really things are blazing forward. And so work and career is really lit up. For those of you who don't need to work or career isn't important, this is also your place out in the world, the place where you show what you've got and help the world with, share what you're good at. And these can be passion projects that aren't necessarily paid. So you might see some notable direction there, and it's going to stretch you a little bit, like I said, with that square. But this is a once in a 12-year chance that you have to really use this Jupiter expansion energy. So any work you do now can show up now, or you can be planting seeds that can show up anytime over the next 12 years. So it's a very big seed planting cycle. Okay, so actually just one more thing here. We do have lots of beautiful water energy where there are lots of planets speaking your language of water, of emotion, of the lesser seen realms. And we've got some particular input here from Black Moon Lilith, who's asking you to really dive in and see what you're so mad about certain things, and to give them a voice. This is, a deep dive look into some repressed feelings that could be limiting you and your relationships and what you create because of harboring resentments, and just getting them out. And Pallas Athena is our brave guide on how to give voice to your feelings and help other people to do the same. She's a warrior goddess, moving through with the power of emotion now and compassion. And so between these 2-star goddesses and all this other water energy, you've got some excellent chances for profound healing on many different levels for yourself and your family. If you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn astrology, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, and see my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. I can take you from ground level, or whatever level you're at, to earning money as an astrologer in a very short amount of time. That is my area of expertise. So go to beastropro.com. If you want to see my other astrology course, my beginner course, or some free courses on how to unleash your money magnet and wellness, go to lumelife.com, Lume life.com. At Annie, the letter B, astrology, so AnnieBAstrology.com, you can see my exclusive content portal, and you can see my 2023 astrological tides guide, that you can make all your planning for 2023 with this guide, with all the open windows free from personal planet retrogrades, and so much more. If you think I am excessive with all of the free offerings I give you every month, then you should see what I put in that portal. Do-it-yourself things for learning how to read your natal chart, etc. So go to AnnieBAstrology.com and see my exclusive content portal. If you want a list of free things, all my blog sites, all the other things that I do, my 28-day virtual coaching program, accessing that, go to AnnieHelpsYou.com and see all the free goodies I have for you. And if you like books, put my name, Annie Botticelli, on Amazon. You'll find my 3 books there, and also my podcast, which is syndicated, which you may be listening to right now, or you might be watching the YouTube version of it, but you'll find my Astro Kisses podcast on Amazon as well. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.